At this point I'm just expanding my creep as much as I can, so that I have that extra speed, so that, you know, like, the Zerglings are just so good when they have like the extra speed. So yeah, we come into a collision. I don't see his army, but he does see his army, and he backs off, and so do I. So I have a fair bit of understanding of what he's gonna bring up against me, and that's exactly what I wanted, because Zerglings are extremely well against Stalkers, when if you use them properly. As I've already told you that I'm getting worse at StarCraft day by day, because if I was commentating, or if I was like playing 2 weeks ago, I would have got that pathogen glance for the infestors as fast as I could, because you need that extra energy for the infestors, because the fungal growth is just so good. I mean, the fungal growth is a superb thing to use against any units. I mean, it can be either Terran, Protoss, or Zerg, whatever it is. It's just so good, because even though, like, for example, if you had a massive amount of Zerglings and the Terran player is actually supposed to kill all of your Zerglings, if he had a massive amount of Marines, you could only use your fungal growth to like paralyze them, and your Zerglings can pretty much kill the entire army. So here I go. I'm basically just scouting. I don't see his second base, which is really, which actually, oh, there you go. He starts his second base, which is really, really concerning in a way for Armstrong, because Protoss seriously needs that extra base the second base as fast as you can, because the second base, it just gives you that extra amount of resources and to get all of those really good advanced units like Colossus or like Voids, whatever it is. I mean, it's just so good. I mean, if you're a Protoss, at least one Void is really important. Colossus are just staggeringly important, but if you have one Void, it is extremely important, because a Void is just so good. It's actually a really good investment. I'm not actually talking about a lot of Voids, but just one or two or something, because for example, this army could have actually been dead by all those Voids. Here Armstrong has a probe. He still doesn't go for my base, which is really bad, because he should have actually gone for my base to see what I'm gonna make or what I'm gonna do. So he does place it in a good position, so that he knows what I'm gonna bring up against. At this point, I am going to try to secure my third base, so that I can get that extra mineral income and the resources. But whereas he just keeps on making Stalkers. Actually, no, he doesn't keep on making Stalkers. He just stopped his army composition, whereas he's just going like Colossus. Even though I would say it's really good to get the Colossus, but if you don't have sentries or something, it's just a waste of time, because sentries, you need that force field, you need that micromanagement to like block everything in front, so that your Colossus can finish the job. But yeah, I mean, Armstrong has his second base up, and he's going for that extra gas, because he sees that he doesn't have enough gas at all. But his minerals is actually going pretty high, which is just bad, because he could have actually made like zealots or something, or yeah, sentries. But he's not doing that. But I still like keep on like expanding my creep, and at this point you see that my creep is like almost near his base, which is good for me, because then I can just mass everything up and go as fast as I can. So yeah, my third base is on its way, and even though it's a late build, it's 16 minutes in the game, but still it's a really late build, because if it was a proper Zerg player like Nesty or Norcia or whatever, they would have gone like really quick, the third base. Red, on the other hand, as I've told you, like, he's one of my favorite players, all-time favorite Zerg players. He goes for that serious quick third base in like 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know how he does that. It's just so good. He does it so quickly. Now we can see that Armstrong is just cleaning up those creep tumors, which is really good, because you have a fair bit of idea that the creep actually affects it. But whereas I actually see him coming, because my creep tumors are just they're just so good. I've already told you, like, some of my games, some of my previous videos. Here we have a massive battle. I use the fungal growth to paralyze his units, and as I've already told you, like, the fungal growth is just so important. My Zerglings just overpowers everything, and the fungal growth just keeps on attacking everything. So there you go. His whole army is just dead, and at this point nothing is really just stopping me to go on his base and just attack everything. So there you go, guys. I have a lot of infestors, and basically so that he can't really attack anything, I use my infestors to, like, paralyze them just in case they think of coming down. So yeah, I place some infested marines, because their shields are actually really good, but there you go. He still tries to make them, like, so that he tries to, like, defend it, but I keep on using the fungal growth, because the fungal growth just destroys everything, seriously. So there you go. I'm actually destroying his entire base, and that's pretty much it for Armstrong. I reckon he should have gone more Zealots if he could, or like a lot more Colossus if he could, but then he doesn't. He only has like one robotics facility, but at this moment he's like making 2 Colossus, which is a really late win. There you go, guys. GG from both players, and I still go like a massive amount of Zerglings. So yeah, that's about it, guys. This game was really fun. We had a lot of laugh after this, and yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, if you're a Protoss, you seriously need to get that. You seriously need to, like, you need to know how to position your base, so that you know how to, like, make the player, especially if it's a Zerg, not to come straight to your base. I mean, if he plays that, I mean, I really don't really know how to explain it, but I can probably show you in some other game where they do something like a pylon will be here somewhere and the gate will be here, and all they have is this little place to come around. So you can place even just one Zealot or one Stalker, and the Zerglings really just can't come up the ramp. So yeah, I mean, you seriously need to think about the positioning, but as I've already told you, I really played really bad in this game, well, in almost every games that I've played. So there you go, guys. That's game 2 done, between Eden, me versus Armstrong. So there you go. Remember, play fair, play unique, and as usual, you guys rock. See you later.